Welcome to a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page, then click on View Agenda.
Morning, everyone. If you'll please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In our inspirational word for the day, we know that these troubles produce patience, and patience produces character. And Lori has our dog this morning.
Good morning, everybody. We have a cute little guy here. He's about 2 years old. He's available for adoption tomorrow, so come down to the dog kennel and pick him up. What'd you say, 27 dogs to pick from? So you can check us out on Facebook if you don't want to take the drive out, but we need your help. Adopt, don't shop.
Madam Clerk.
Under Resolutions Number 1, Investments.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Appropriations.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Transfers.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
No advances, no repayments, requisitions.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Travel.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Bills.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary sheet for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Administrator Cordes.
You guys blew through that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Commissioner Lundy, thank you. I do have two potential new hires, one at the Transportation Center, hostess staff, and the other in the drug lab. Also, an update on sale of real estate and pending litigation. All three of those topics will have under the Sunshine Act for executive session discussions. So that's at the conclusion of our regular board meeting. We go into executive session and talk about those issues. Thank you.
Approve and waive the reading of the minutes of August 24th.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Receive and journalize a municipal corporation annexation petition of approximately 0.6563 acres from Mean Township to the Village of Grafton, Mayor DeVencio, agent, and to be on the September 14th agenda for decision.
Okay. So move.
Second.
Discussion.
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo. I just screwed up that whole thing.
So it's just important to point out that we're just receiving and journalizing.
Today.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Authorize payment of $1,000 to Wires Bollinger Funeral Home Chapel, Elyria, for indigent veteran Robert Gnezek, Lorain,
Isaac.
in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 5901.25.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Job and Family Services, authorized purchase service with Lorain County General Health District for Title 20 Social Service Block Grant Funded Services for federal fiscal year 17 in the amount of $10,000 to provide health-related and home health services effective October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2017, and authorize director to execute on behalf of the Board of Prosecutors approval as to form.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Authorized purchase service with U.S. Securities Associates, Inc., Independence, Ohio, for security services for job and family for federal fiscal year 17 in the amount of $56,108, effective October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2017. Authorized director to execute on behalf of the Board of Prosecutors' approval as to form.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Amendment Resolution 15508, August 19, 2015, approving agreement with Information Technologies and Training Norwalk. Amendment is to reflect the end date of the agreement will be November 30th, 2016, not September 30th, 2016, and an increase of $3,000 for the total agreement of $18,000. Authorized director to execute on behalf of the Board of Prosecutors' approval as to form.
And so move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Under Solid Waste, approve a district market development grant for Habitat for Humanity for recycled materials for their facility in Amherst, in the amount of $12,347.75.
So move.
Second.
Discussion.
At this time, Director Bailey, and I believe Kelly's with you here too.
Yes, I'm going to introduce Kelly here to you in a moment. This is market development grant from the district that we're proposing to award
Speak up,
today.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
can't
yeah.
hear you.
Put
No,
those
can't
up.
hear me? All right, sorry. This is market development grant that we're proposing to award today. It requires a dollar-for-dollar match. So for every dollar they put in, we put in. So Kelly can tell you a little bit about their application. All right?
Good morning.
Morning.
Aye, Kelly.
My application has two components. The first are resin gaylords, poly-resin gaylords, which are made of recycled material. They would allow us to actually stack. They're stackable, so you can stack them 4 high without the need to have racking. They also have a centerpiece that will fold down so that the gaylords only use the cardboard. They're about this high, so it's hard to reach in and get the stuff at the bottom. With the collapsible sides, we'll be able to stack them fully, which will reduce the amount of space the inventory takes for the restore. And we'll free up some of the racks that we're currently using to put the cardboard gaylords on in order to use those on the sales floor in order to maximize our square footage in the showroom. Maybe I should have gave a background about Habitat and the restore, but so Habitat has been around since 1988. We're 28 years old. We've built 43 homes. We're completing a rehab on Furnace Street. Actually got the appraisal yesterday, so the house was donated free and clear. They pay the conveyance fees to us, everything that has to do with putting it in our name, and we've put $40-some thousand into it, and it was appraised for $51. So we're real pleased with that. We're also finishing 2 homes on Warden, new construction. We have a family for 1 home, and we're looking for a family for the 2nd home, and those should be completed within about 30 days. And then they'll probably move in about 60 days once we get all the closing documents completed. The Restore is our main fundraising mechanism. We don't get any state or federal dollars or local dollars from the communities in order to build the homes. We're doing them just by donations from individuals, churches, and corporations. So any way we can reduce our costs to run a Restore, which takes anything that it takes to build a home, anything you might use in your home, as long as it's resellable, we accept it as a donation, and then we process it and repurpose it or put it out for sale. Sometimes the donations are used in our building projects. It depends on the quality of the item and how new. We get a lot of new items, so we take advantage of that when we can. Another program that we do, maybe 1 a year, but I'm looking to expand, is our Brush with Kindness program, which is a program for people who already own their home but are disabled or low income or have some compelling reason they can't make those exterior repairs, and then we with volunteers will make those repairs for them. We took down a garage in Lorain. It was just too far gone for him to save it, and he decided to tear it down. We were still going to try and make it work, but we let the landowner decide how they want the project to proceed. And in another case in Avon Lake, there was a veteran. He was in his 80s, living with his son in Columbus because he had some medical issues, and his house went into disarray. They had mold issues, overgrown weeds. The house needed painted, and the city was citing him. So we went out there with a group from John Carroll University. And they helped us to rehab the outside of that home. And then we did another project, which is escaping me right now. So we're hoping to expand that, and we can do that through our Restore. So the Restore, like I said, is our specific primary funding mechanism. It covers all of our operating dollars. So it covers my pay. When I started 5 years ago, I was the only employee. Since then, we have grown to 8 employees. 7 of them are part-time. We just lost our second full-time person. So right now I'm looking with benefits and stuff how I can be able to recapture that position. But right now we've included 4 new employees. And now all of a sudden there's a whole transition with people, but getting really young and excitable people that really love what we're doing. So the purpose, again, of this application was twofold. It's to reduce our costs and to make us more efficient in the Restore, which is our primary funding mechanism. Any dollars over our operations go towards the housing project. This past year, we ended with a $47,000 profit. Since we moved from Lorain to Amherst, we moved in January. Our sales went up 200%, and our drop-off donations, which are even better than the ones we pick up because there's no cost for us in collecting those, just went off the chart, like straight up off of our line chart over the last 4 years. So we're real excited about that. Which is another reason why we have the need for more gaylords, because it is coming in where we used to do 5 to 8 pickups, and we do about 8 pickups a day. We're getting it in faster. We're getting donations when we're closed. So we need a way to store all this overflow so we can properly process it. We try to save everything we can from the landfill. So, for example, if we get donated cabinets, and let's say a lot of them are made out of particle board. So if they're damaged, we will take off the doors if we can, take off the hardware. We take it down to where we have something that's not usable, and that's the only piece that we will throw away. We recycle glass, plastic, cardboard, of course metal. We haven't broken it down into copper and all the other specialties because that takes a lot of manpower, but we're doing a lot of recycling in that way. And then the second part of the application is for blinds that are solar blinds. The facade of our building is all glass, which heats up the front of the store. It's a concrete building, so the temperatures rise really quickly as soon as the sun is out, and we're facing west, so we get a lot of sun during the day. So the solar blinds on all of the windows would help reduce those costs, the radiation and everything coming in through the windows, and keep the cooling dollars less. And of course, the less we spend on our expenses, the more money we have for our profit, which more housing we can do. Any questions?
No. I've been to both stores, and the one in Lorain was quite too small for you.
Yes.
Obviously. And
Yes.
your showroom now is nice and large, and you can really see what you have there. I bought some things at both, so I'm
Okay, great,
really happy
thanks.
with what you're doing there.
A wonderful job, Kelly. Kelly
Thank
also
you.
serves with me on the United Way Utilities Food and Shelter Board, so she's quite involved in the community outside of just doing Habitat, so.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Just to let you know, Commissioners, that they also sell Eco brand paint, which is the paint that we produce through our latex customer. And Van Wert, he takes our paint out there, and they reblend it, and they sell it in the Restore, right?
Great, great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lundy,
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Hi.
Under the engineer, authorize various applications to OPWC for various projects in the county. Overland Road resurfacing, estimated project cost is $1,144,299. OPWC funding request is $1,018,426. Funding will be made available for the MVGT account engineering projects in the city of Overland for the local share. 2, Jones Road Bridge 0223 and 0275 replacement. Estimated cost is $198,400. Request for OPWC is $145,000. Funding will be made available from the MVGT account engineering for the local share. And Kipton Nickel Plate Bridge 0184 replacement. Estimated project cost is $350,000. Request of OPWC is $311,500. And funding is available from the MVGT account engineering for the local share.
So move.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Hi.
Mr. Cortez?
No additional comment this morning, thank you.
Mr. Ennis?
Commissioners, I do have two issues of pending litigation that I need to discuss with you in executive session.
Commissioners report.
Last Wednesday, I went out to the fair. Our sheriff's department put on a demonstration with their canines, and what remarkable dogs we have, and their handlers. They do a fantastic job. They always amaze me, these dogs. Then on Saturday, I attended a fundraiser at the Amherst Eagles for a friend of mine who had cancer and treatments. Luckily, she is doing well, but they weren't covered by insurance, so we had a great fundraiser for her. Never seen so many baskets and things floating around. I'm sure they put a big chunk of money down on all those hospital expenses. And then on Sunday, went to the fair for the demolition derby. My niece, Kimberly Kokoski, was in the demolition derby. It's her 6th year in a row. She took 4th place this year. She's had taken 1st place a couple of times. And Monday I had my Goodwill board meeting, and then Tuesday, last night, Go Tribe, the Indians game. It was the first time I've been since I think my daughter was very, very young, and it was a great game. And the pitcher, I don't know if anybody of you watch it, I'm sure it's on Sports Center highlights. He like hacky sacked the ball. The ball came at the pitcher. He kicked it up with his foot and caught it. It was awesome. It was the best thing I've ever seen. So really nice night for that. So end of my report.
Yeah, busy week paperwork-wise, but on Friday on the phone with NOACA, with the Transportation for America people, pre-conference call-in. I'll be gone the 2nd week of October as part of the Transportation for Leadership, the national group. There's 7 MPOs meeting to figure out how to handle public transportation. So good informative. We got a great crew of people who are working on that with us, because we all have sort of our local issues, how we've always done things, a lot of creative ideas coming out of the group. So we're actually meeting after the governing board meeting next week at NOACA, our team, to go over what we have to fill out to get there. Attended the rally against the Confederate flag on Sunday at Veterans Park in Lorain. And congratulations, my daughter Nicole and her husband Craig gave me a brand new grandchild.
Number 6.
Charlotte, yes, number 6. So that's why I cut out of here early last week. So, end of my report.
That's neat. Well, thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Also had the opportunity to attend the rally around the flag. I want to thank Janine Donaldson, the coalition of fair-minded citizens in Lorain County, for all that they've been doing to bring awareness to the issue, and had a very successful rally there in Elyria and likewise in Lorain on Sunday. Congratulations to the Lorain County Health District for receiving their accreditation for 5 years. Some pretty rigorous standards that they had to meet, and just quite an accomplishment. And I know sometimes people think if Lorain County's in the name that we run the establishment, and we do not run the Lorain County Health District. So, but they do a tremendous job, and just want to congratulate them on their recent accreditation. Lorain County Labor Agency had a breakfast the other day, and just updating everybody on the heroin issue that we have going on, and the need for taxpayer support so that we can really help to turn people's lives around. I thought some interesting statements were made at the breakfast regarding how the administration in Columbus continues to beat their chest about all their surplus dollars that they have there, when obviously we have some very serious problems locally at home with our loved ones and our families who are battling drugs. So I think those dollars could be put to good use locally, instead of just grandstanding about their surplus down there. Also had a chance to get some updates within the past week from Scott Ferris with the Children's Services, also Tony Gallo with the Lorain County Chamber of Commerce. Also met with the members of our Lakefront Planning Group as we prepare to get ready for looking at vendors who could possibly be putting together a lakefront plan for us, and then going out into the community to get community feedback. And we're certainly looking forward to that, much like with a planning grant, an upcoming planning grant for transit. so that we can start looking at what the future holds for transit in Lorain County and getting people to work. And on a personal note, I'd like to congratulate my nephew Luke, who received his white coat at a white coat ceremony at the University of Akron. He is going into their program there that's in conjunction with Cleveland Clinic. He wants to be a pediatric audiologist, and my brother and I always look at each other. We try to figure out where he got all the brains, because it certainly did. Yeah, thank God for Mom. So it didn't come from our side of the family. That completes my report.
Commissioner Center retirement proclamation of David Schramm, 37 years at JFS. Board correspondence?
I move to approve the board correspondence and waive the reading.
Second.
Discussion. Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mr. Kalo?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Public comment?
Anyone wishing to make comments this morning during public comment? Okay. Seeing no participants, I move that we go into executive session to discuss personnel issues that were outlined by the county administrator, legal issues that were outlined by the assistant prosecutor.
Second.
Mr. Lundy.
Aye.
Mr. Kalo? Aye. Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
This has been a broadcast of the recent Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Wednesday morning at 9:30 at the Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and you are invited to attend. Agendas are posted prior to the meeting at www.loraincounty.us. Click on Departments to see the Commissioners page. Then click on View Agenda for a printable copy of the agenda.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The United States of America is writing a prescription for pain that is wiping young people like me off the map. Our addiction to legally prescribed pain pills, like oxycodone or hydrocodone, is leading a lot of us straight to heroin. That's because prescription painkillers and heroin are both opioids. So when we can't get a refill, heroin is the only way to stop our pain, or to get the same high. And heroin's less expensive and easier to get. I can have black tar heroin delivered to my house faster than a pizza. Once we start, we have to keep using. Not for the high, but because we get sick from withdrawal if we try to stop. It's an epidemic. We're rich, poor, and middle class. We're from farms, cities, and suburbs. We're from families who had big hopes that we'd live healthy lives and not fall so far from such a high.